Hey everybody, Shane Presley here, Rock Paper Podcast. Thank you so much for checking out another brand new episode. Today's features Dean Justus of Justus and the Experience. Had a lot of fun hanging out with Dean again, talking about some of his adventures over the last couple of years, and we get into some brand new music. Hope you enjoy this one. Go see Dean live at Happy Trails Thursday and have a good time out there at Happy Trails this weekend. If you new here or you've been here, I'm thankful that you are tuned in and here with us today. So appreciate you listening, and if you could tell some friends, and anything helps to support the show, it really means a lot to me. You can find all things Rock Paper Podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasting, and rockpaperpodcast.com. And be sure to follow along on the socials. I would love to hear from you. And let me know what you think of today's episode. I do want to remind you, as always, Rock Paper Podcast is brought to you by Friendship Brewing Company in Wentzville, Missouri. Serving up all your craft beer needs. Over 25 rotating taps over there. All kinds of tasty beverages and delicious eats. You got your burgers, nachos, and flatbread pizzas and salads, and all kinds of daily and weekly specials. So you got your Taco Tuesday. You got fried buffalo chicken sandwich on Wednesday. So all kinds of things like that. And great live music happening on Thursdays. They kick off the week with some Singo Bingo night. And this Thursday, the July 27th, is Singo Bingo the movies. And it's ladies' night. $1 off all your Friendship Brewing beers. Friday night, Andrew's Hug Day. Come out and support that. It's going to be a great time for a great cause. Freeze's Pond on the patio from 7 to 10 on Friday the 28th. Saturday, July 29th is Michael Scott from 7 to 10. And Sunday, Josh Littig, 1 to 4. And a big week over at Friendship Brewing Fli Hi, as this is their grand opening on Saturday. So you got Friday night, July 28th with Corey Clapper. And you got Saturday, the big grand opening starting at noon all the way to 11 p.m. Live music from Steve Kyle at 7 to 10. You've got all kinds of activities for the whole family, games, vendors, axe throwing, beer and food specials. You got your brewery and distillery tours and much more. Find all the info at friendshipbrewingcompany.com. Be sure to plug in with them on your Facebook and Instagram for more info. And come out and have a great time at Friendship Brewing Company this weekend. Again, Andrew's Hugs on Friday in Wentzville, and Saturday the big grand opening at Fli Hi location. And those are going to be two really good events to come out and support. Yeah, do it. Get out and get involved. Have a good time. And if you need anything else from me, feel free to email me at rockpaperpodcast@gmail.com. I would love to hear from you. Again, rockpaperpodcast.com is the hub for everything else. And with that out of the way, sit back, relax, and enjoy a brand new episode with Justus and the Experience.
A podcast is kind of like it's like a radio show that's not on the radio. It's on the internet. Does that make sense? Uh-huh. Yeah. That's also like my mom. It makes it sound more confusing, doesn't it? It sounds like this.
This is Dean Justus with Justus and the Experience, and you're listening to Rock Paper Podcast.
Rock Paper Podcast.
Scissors beat paper, paper covers rock. Rock beats scissors, Shane covers non-stop. Never know what new kind of guest that he's got coming at you. Live and direct on the spot. Could be rock, folk, country, or hip-hop, jazz. All kind of folks that he has. Could be an artist or a comedian to make you laugh on the
Rock Paper Podcast.
double-decker fudge round, rolling round town. Shane coming at you live and direct from ground zero. He's your hero, he's your bestie. Rock Paper Podcast with Shane Presley.
Rock Paper Podcast.
Hey, everybody. Shane Presley here, Rock Paper Podcast, coming to you from St. Louis, Missouri. Hanging out tonight with returning guest, Dean Justus of Justus and the Experience. Man.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Doing,
so good to see you again, Shane.
Great to see you, my friend. It's been entirely way too long. Creeping up on 5 years since your last appearance on the show, which is wild to think about. But for me, time is still really weird to think about. I think about things sometimes like they were the other day, and then you look them up and you find out it's 5 years.
5 years later, time flies and you're having fun, I guess. Or
a global pandemic.
So, yeah, it's so crazy how time can either go fast or go slow, right?
Right.
And stuff. But 5 years, lots happened in 5 years. I'll tell you that.
Right.
Lots happened in 5 years. A lot of shows, a lot of good times, a lot of meeting the good people. Went on a hike, coming back now and everything like that. So 5 years, man.
Yeah. Well, that's why we're here. We got a lot to catch up on, obviously, and we got some new music we want to share with everybody, and a lot of big things happening for you. But yeah, let's talk about this trip, man. You left town for almost a year. Is that?
Well, yeah. I mean, actually, what happened was back in 2013, I went to actually do the Appalachian Trail.
Right.
And when I went to do it, I only got probably about 59 miles in and came home, and everything just was not prepared, wasn't ready for it physically, mentally, spiritually, none of that stuff. And all of a sudden that pandemic hit with everything going on and the way it was and just struggling. And I mean, I think everybody was struggling in their own ways, trying to get through whatever situation they were dealing with. And at that point, I just thought it was best to take all my stuff, get rid of it, put the rest of my stuff that was important to me and valuable, sentimental type stuff into storage, and just put everything on my back and hike the Appalachian Trail and see if I could at least get past 59 miles.
Yeah.
That was my first goal going out there. I just wanted to get past 59 miles. I was thinking the whole trail, don't get me wrong, but when you go out there and after going the first time, I had a little bit of a taste of it. So I kind of understood a little bit of what I was getting into, but not the whole spectrum of it. But truly, I went out there just because everything that was going on. I need to figure some stuff out in life. Truly, it comes down to this. I started playing so many shows and doing so much and running and doing what we call the race.
Right.
That I had to really step back and figure out, why am I doing this still? I love playing music. I'll always play music, but why am I running the race at this point? What's the race for? And why do I play music? And stuff, and it was a serious question in my heart and stuff. So I felt like going out there and slowing down from everything and just kind of letting it not let it go, but just let it be for a second and figure out, why do I play music still? What is it, And
sure. I think, I don't know. I don't want to speak for everybody, but I feel like anybody that, like most creatives, I feel probably go through something like that. I mean, maybe not even, maybe it just all humans probably. I would go through some period of life where they question things, whether, is it this job or this relationship or whatever situation they are in and stuff. But I know for sure, doing this podcast too, like there's been days where I'm like, why am I doing this? What's going on? And then like, sometimes you just got to you get your I guess more self-doubt. The things those things creep in your head sometimes, and then you're like, and then all of a sudden you'll get like something.
You're talking the whole trail right there.
Yeah, I mean,
because trail's kind of like that, truly the trail, the way it works is when you first start off, it's like a honeymoon.
Right.
It's so exciting, man. I mean, you got this whole community that you're rolling along with, getting to see in towns and in shelters and along the trail, and you're in pain, but the excitement's so fun. And so like what's next, the views, everything like that, the the places you're being at, the challenges you're going through, the things you're working through and everything, that eventually, you know, you're in this honeymoon stage and you're going and it's all great and everything. But then all of a sudden you get to what's called the Virginia blues, and you're about 600 miles in, 700 miles in. You feel like you've done something at that point, because you've really accomplished something major. You've been hiking for months now. And then you realize, holy cow, I got 1,300 miles left. I'm not even halfway there. Like, it's defeating. It's defeating. Some days you wake up, you know, you go and you lay down hurting and in pain, and it's like, why am I here? But that's the reason they say, you know, just like music, what I was talking about earlier of why am I here? The music, the hike, all of it's related together, because truly to do stuff like this and then endure a long journey, you have to have a reason why. And you have to have a deep rooted reason why. You know, and truly what I left leaving on the trail thinking was my reason why I was there was truly not my reason why. When I found out in Virginia, that was not my reason why I was there. You know, but I found out a deep rooted reason why I was on that trail going along. And you do that in music as well. You find a deep rooted reason why you keep going along. Why are you doing this?
Right.
And stuff. And when you find that deep rooted reason, you never give up on them days that are bad. Because the saying comes up that never give up on a bad day. If it's raining, if it's snowing, if you're in pain, stuff like that, don't give up. Don't give up. But if you get to the top of that mountain that next, you know, time, and you're having the best day of your life, and you look off that mountain and you're done, you're like, man, I want to go home. Go home. It's okay. It's okay to go home at any time, but don't give up just because it's bad right now, you know. But when it's bad out, that's when that reason why comes out. You know, you start asking, why am I here? And then when you get that deep rooted reason that you're there, you know exactly, and you always lean on it. You always go towards it, and you're like, dude, I'm here because this right here.
Nice.
You know, and I mean, truly the trail taught me this. I'm here to play music because I got taught the love of music by my grandmother and my great grandmother. They played for the souls of people. They played at nursing homes and hospitals and churches and fairs and places like that. You know, they didn't make a lot of money doing it or nothing like that. They did it to heal. And I realized that right before I went to the trail, but as I went along the trail, I started finding out that my favorite spots to play are along these shelters with 20 people, 15 people, just so personal and intimate. We're beat down, we're struggling. We're, you know, we've either had a good day or a bad day, but most of us have probably had a pretty hard day, you know what I'm saying? And to be able to sit around and lift people up and to share. And it didn't happen every shelter, didn't happen all the time, but along the way, there was moments and times where I got to share and lift people up with the music. And then down the way, they would share back with me that this moment right here, you know, at this shelter, like in the Smokies, you know, I had this one girl come up and she really hit me deep, and she showed me a video of me, and she was just like, yeah, I was going to give up that day. I was going home the next day, but you came in, you were tired, wet, it had been raining all day. You were eating some food, and somebody asked you to play a song, and you got up and gave us a 2-hour concert and then went to bed. And she was just like, after that, I kept hiking.
Yeah.
I couldn't give up. And it was nothing in particular I did, but just share something that I was gifted with. and I believe that's a true reason why I do now play music, is I realize the gift that it is.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? To where before I was taking it for granted, in a sense of just taking it as this is what I want to be or want to do. And it's not just who, you know, I mean, I'm not just music. I'm so much more than music, but I've got a gift and I get to share it with people. And that's a freaking huge blessing. You know what I'm saying? A huge, huge blessing. So, but a lot, you know, I kind of felt that before I went to the trail, but until the trail did I actually experience it, because of all the outside distractions being gone. You know, I mean, you can only hike for so long before you can't have that same thought, and everything else just kind of comes up, you know, and stuff. But along the way, music comes up, because now along the way, I'm sitting there singing, I got sunshine in my pocket in the pouring rain. I got love in my heart as I walk through the pain, you know, and it has so many meanings to it, you know, all the different songs that came from out there. that I wrote while I was out there and stuff through the times, you know. I mean, the community I met, couldn't imagine all the beautiful musicians and people that was out there. Gives you faith in humanity a little bit again, you know. I mean, especially after the pandemic, you're a little bit kind of struggling with it, but it just rebuilt you, man. You know what I'm saying? But it really taught me that music was the gift that I had been given in life. You know what I'm saying? That's what it taught me, honestly, on the trail. So that was my reason to hike.
So you completed this time? Yeah. Got all the way through it then.
Yep. Georgia to Maine.
And what you said, was it 19?
21.
21?
Yep, 96.
Yeah?
Yep.
Man, that's wild.
Yeah. It was 7 months.
Yeah.
I started March 29th and ended September 29th and stuff. So Katahdin on September 29th.
Yeah.
And stuff. Yeah, it was, I'll tell you what, man, it was an amazing time running across bears and mountain lions and freaking couple bobcats and deer and I mean, just the snakes, stuff like that. I mean, but truly when you come off, it's truly hard to be back into the city. You kind of miss being out there in the tent and stuff. Like I can go and set my tent up and I'll probably sleep better in my tent than when I sleep in my house nowadays. It's peaceful. It's home. You know, after you spend so much time out there, it just becomes second nature now, you know. I mean, not that I've spent my life out there and I'm going to go live in the woods forever. You know, we didn't just live in the woods. You know, I mean, every 3 or 4 days we go into a town, we do laundry, we shower, we restock all of our food, we get whatever supplies we need, and then we roll on, you know, to whatever next spot we're going to go to, whether it be 50 miles, 75 miles, whatever it is, however long you feel like you're going to hike and need to hike before you got to get off the trail.
Yeah.
And stuff. And you just keep repeating that cycle. Honestly, as I went along, it reminded me a lot of tour. When I used to tour with String Cheese and stuff like that and follow String Cheese all over the United States every summer, it was the same thing. Everybody talked about the same thing. You know, I mean, they would be like, hey, man, where are you sleeping? Where are you going? Like, what tickets you got? You know, what are you bringing? You know, do you know blah, blah, blah? Do you know blah, blah? Everybody got nicknames. You know what I was saying? And stuff like that. It was the same way along the trail. Everybody's like, hey, man, where are you staying? Where are you going? Everybody had a nickname. The only difference was we were talking about gear out there a lot of times. Like, what gear are you carrying? To where people, you know, at the shows would be like, hey, man, you know, what drum you got? What necklace you got? Nice stone. What, you know, whatever it is along lot you're into. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was just like toward the logistics, everything like that, just bouncing town to town to town to town, just like shows, staying in hostels, stuff like that. You know, I mean, meeting beautiful people, man. I met family. I got a lot of good people off of that trail, you know, especially at cross trails, man, there in Maryland and everything like that. And yeah, I mean, I love that place, you know, Peak Freak, Hippie, Walmart, 301. I mean, the whole crew, Aussie, Batman. I mean, we can just go on and on. I mean, that was, huge shout out, saying, I mean, that was a moment in my life that I'll never forget, you know what I'm saying? never forget and everything. And there were so many more people involved in that even, but yeah, I spent about 2 weeks there though. You know, I ended up getting caught in the vortex for a moment. Yeah. But it was worth it. But now, music wise though, man, I mean, I came off the trail and realized it was time to start playing again. Along the trail, I did some shows while I was along the trail. Yeah. And everything. Like I played at Station 19 on some Grateful Dead speakers and stuff like that, and did a show there. And I did a show up in Harper's Ferry, West Virginia, at the barn and stuff, and did a show up in Connecticut and everything at a pizzeria and stuff like that up in Kent, Connecticut and stuff. I mean, it was a lot of fun, you know. I mean, so I did shows along there, and I came back for like Sugar Creek and 4th of July Bash and a bunch of other shows. So I was on and off the trail multiple times. You know, I wasn't strictly just hiking every day. There was moments I would have to get to certain spots to be able to actually get on a plane, a train, shuttles, buses, stuff like that to get to St. Louis, to get to my show, to get back to St. Louis, to get back to wherever I was hiking, you know. So there was a lot of logistics involved in it and everything like that. But I kept doing shows, you know, just because I love doing shows.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, yeah, and the shows I got to do, I mean, I absolutely love Sugar Creek. That's one of my favorite festivals I think I play and stuff. You know, I haven't played it in the last year or so, but since I've came off the trail, because I've been more just trying to get my music together. You know, that's why I realized on the trail, you know, along the trail, I realized I could keep doing what I'm doing, but I'm kind of just spinning my wheels at that point, man. It's time to take the next step. You know, it's time to put an album out. It's time to get all my merch together. It's time to get my website together, get the basics of what it takes to be a legit band.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A legit performer and everything like that. You know, I mean, I love performing. I could keep doing what I'm doing. I don't mind what I'm doing. But if I want to do more, which I always do, you know, I either go big or go home.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know how to go little, man. We don't go little in life. We either do it or we don't. Don't half-ass shit. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to half-ass it, just don't do it at all and stuff, you know? So to me, it's like I was half-assing my life for a moment. I was half-assing everything, dog. Everything for a moment. My relationships, everything. I mean, along the trail, I learned this. You know what I'm saying? I was half-assing my music.
Mm-hmm.
I was only given half the energy it deserved. I was only given half the effort it was supposed to have. You know what I'm saying? So now, kind of like people in the industry do, man, I just had to step back in the lab for a moment and recalculate it and go, man, dog, like that's not satisfactory for me. That's not going to work. You know, so what's the next steps here? And the next steps was get these things taken care of and come back out with something that the people can actually enjoy. They can actually listen to. They can actually be riding around with and stuff like that. They ain't just got to catch me live or find me personally. You know, I mean, so they have an avenue to actually be able to change people at that point. It is, you know, and stuff. But the less I put it out there, the less chances people have, you know, to actually listen to it and get their heart changed.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, one of those big steps into change was you mentioned an album. You went in the studio with a great friend of the show, Paul Niehaus, Blue Lotus Recordings.
Yeah.
And you guys putting in the work, trying to make this album come to life. And we got some recordings we want to share with you all, give you a little preview of what to expect. And I feel like maybe we should start with Human Race. This being, I felt as you were talking about the people that you met on the trail and everything else, like this seems very appropriate for that, meeting all sorts of people from various walks of life. And that's what this song is all about, man, being part of the human race.
Yes, it is.
So,
I don't know about you all, but as I look around and watch the news, man, it's just breaking my heart, y'all. All this talk of wars, all this talk of disease, all this anger and hate. Man, if I can leave you with one message today, one message to leave the world, man, don't give up on your human race. Don't give up on your brothers, your mothers, your sisters, your fathers, your cousins. Man, because if I got one thing to say, there's only one race, and that's the human race. And I won't give up on the human race, even though we're making so many mistakes. I don't care what the newsman says, no, no, no. And I won't give up on the human race, even though we're making so many mistakes. Only one race, and that's the human race. Oh, oh, oh. Why do we teach our kids how to hate, lie and steal and misbehave? your eye. Man, I wish we could feed them all tonight. And I say, vets are hungry and dying in our streets. This is the cause for our freedom. Man, I swear this shit is tearing me to pieces. And I won't give up on the human race, even though we're making so many mistakes. I don't care what you got to say. No, no, no. And I won't give up on the human race, even though we're making so many mistakes. Only one race, and that's the human race. Oh, oh, oh. And I will not fear nor be silenced now, while the sheep lead the lion around. Only thing I have to fear is God. Now I tell you. And how many mistakes must we have to make before we destroy the human race? Leave this land all to waste. Oh, oh, oh. And I won't give up, no, I won't give up. I won't give up, no, I won't give up. I won't give up on the human race. No, no, no. And I won't give up, no, I won't give up. I won't give up, no, I won't give up. I won't give up on the human race. No, no, no.
Yes, it is.
What would you like to tell us a little bit more about human race? What comes to mind?
We got a couple of exciting things going on with human race. Actually, you know, not just Paul is on the actual track. Dave Clark, the drummer, is on the track also, and that is super exciting. He's been playing a lot of shows with me lately, and just been really enjoying the frame drum and the percussions he's been adding to everything. You know, I mean, he's not playing the actual set; he's playing Brazilian and Iranian drums and stuff. And I really love the sound he's bringing and the energy he's bringing at this point and stuff. So he's on the tracks also as well and everything. But Paul actually does the bass on the tracks and the guitar and the recording. Yeah. And then I do the ukulele and the voice.
Nice. Yeah. Dave Clark's a badass, man. Like I got to,
for real, legit.
I got to get to know him pretty well through my nights down at Broadway Oyster Bar, playing a lot of stuff with Sean Cannon for a while there at the Voodoo Players gigs, and so I got to see Dave quite a bit for a while, and we became good friends. And
I love Dave.
But yeah, I really enjoy watching him play. He's an incredibly talented guy.
Oh, very creative, very talented. I mean, his spectrum of his knowledge of music and drumming is just so vast. You know, I mean, from all the different instruments he can play, but also all the passion he has for it. I mean, truly, Dave has passion for playing music, and the drums in particular. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't just play the drums. He loves what he's doing, and that's the best thing about that. I mean, that's actually how I ran across him. Was he was talking about having these Iranian drums and just how bad he wanted somebody to just listen to him, man, and hear him, and how he wants them to go out there, kind of thing. And I was like, brother, I'll listen. Come over and let me listen, and it led up to more things. You know, I fell in love with it, but it was his passion that sold me. It was never a playing. It was never nothing like that. It was never the fact that he was even a drummer. Because I mean, I was looking for a percussionist, but I wasn't seriously searching for nobody yet. But it was his passion that sold me. It was like, dog, if you're that passionate about it, bring it. I want to hear what you got, kind of thing, man. Like, I mean, let me hear it and everything. So yeah, when he showed up and he started playing, it was just like, oh my gosh. And that was the moment. It was weird. That was the moment I realized who he was, actually. You know, because before that, I didn't really know him very well. You know what I'm saying? I knew of him and stuff, but wasn't great friends with him or nothing like that. And then all of a sudden, you know, met him, and he talked about that, and he came by and he played. And as we were sitting here, it was like, oh my gosh, dude, this is a dude I've been watching for years.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, dude. Like, I knew him, man, but I didn't get it at first. You know, it was one of them things that finally everything clicked and went together, and it was like, dog, I got this dude. Yeah, he's legit freaking awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, as a person and as a drummer.
Yeah.
And I mean, then you got Paul. I mean, Paul, he's a staple in St. Louis music, period.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I love it. I love Paul. I mean, honestly, if it wasn't for Paul, who knows if I would still be playing sometimes. Because truly, when I was just first starting out and I didn't think I was very good, I ran across Paul, and Paul started playing with me and playing shows. And he would always encourage me. He just encouraged me all the time, man, you know. And then when I wasn't really doing nothing with my music and stuff, he always still encouraged me. Like, man, dude, you really need to, you know, like, I like what you're doing, you know, like, come on, man, you know, I mean, kind of thing. So he always encouraged me. And I mean, just his ear, his passion for music as well. You know, I mean, his playing abilities, the whole 9 yards. I mean, I dig the guy.
Yeah.
Dig the guy. I spent a lot of time with him, though, you know what I'm saying, between doing shows and going to other places like Arkansas and stuff like that. He's, in fact, him, Dave Clark, and Jake will be playing with me at Happy Trails and stuff. So he'll be with me at Happy Trails on Thursday and stuff. And also Dave Clark will be with me.
Nice, man.
And stuff, yeah.
Yeah. So that'll be Thursday, July 27th. And the festival goes all weekend long, right?
All weekend long.
But your set's on Thursday? Or?
Yeah, my set's on Thursday from 4:20 to 5:20. Very appropriate.
Yeah.
Very appropriate. You know, if you know Dean Justus, you know, that's very appropriate, 4:20 and stuff. But, yeah, so, I mean, it's all weekend long. I mean, Marshall Throw is probably one of the best festivals right now. You know, I mean, I put up there with, you know, I mean, Sugar Creek is one of my favorites, stuff like that. He is throwing a really great festival the last couple times, and it just seem to get better and better and better. And Willow Springs, got to give them props for how well their property is just coming together at this point. They've really worked hard for the last 3 years, 4 years to really bring that property into something. And the more they keep going, the better the property's getting and stuff, you know. But the lineup that Marshall has is just absolutely amazing. You know, I mean, he has amazing campground. Great vibes. Just, I mean, the whole 9 yards. I mean, Happy Trails. I think I've been playing Happy Trails besides maybe one or two of them for the last 5 years, since I think last time we ended our, maybe 3 years. No. Yeah, at least 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
And stuff. Very back in Alton at the very beginning and stuff. I don't know if it was his first one, but I definitely, you know, I've been playing Happy Trails for a long time, and to watch it grow to what it is, of being 2 different stages in a room, now to being all the way to Willow Springs and this beautiful energy and atmosphere and a good lineup, you know, nothing over the top, but nothing that's under. It's priced accordingly. You know, I mean, just the whole 9 yards, you know what I'm saying? I dig what he's doing. I dig everything he's doing. He's professional on all ends. You know, I mean, I can't say how professional he is with what he's doing and everything. I dig the shit out the dude.
Yeah.
He could play.
Yeah.
Yeah, that dude could play a bass too. You know what I'm saying? Or he kicks on a bass and stuff. Man. But yeah, that's coming up next Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time. We're doing a Hawaiian theme, so make sure you bring your Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah.
All right, every show you come to, make sure you bring her Hawaiian gear, because we're doing Hawaiian theme this year.
We're all getting laid.
Beach, yeah, man. Sex on the beach. You know, Maui's, whatever, man. You know.
Yeah. When did the Hawaiian lifestyle take over for you? You're wearing your Hawaiian shirt now and your swim trunks. You living the life, my friend.
Well, man, there's a huge story behind that.
So I started listening to Jimmy Buffett, and
no, it wasn't that simple. Like, it wasn't that simple. All right. So my mama was pregnant with me in Hawaii. My dad was stationed at Pearl Harbor. Okay. My mom came back maybe 3 weeks before I was born and stuff like that. Well, My best friend in the whole world that I met my sophomore year of high school, his parents were pregnant with him the same time my parents were pregnant with me in Hawaii and stuff like that, right? All of a sudden, I'm playing in a band called The Odd Conversations with part of Spillie Nelson, part of Fleetwood and Family and Blues and Grass, and a bunch of different bands kind of collabed together to just dude, it was so many people, but it was a lot of fun just hanging out, jamming on a certain night, you know what I'm saying, and stuff. And I was playing the banjo, and this girl kept bringing over this ukulele, and she kept asking me to play it. And it was just like, I don't want to play that toy type thing. So all of a sudden one day she's like, yeah, it's from Hawaii. And I was like, it's from Hawaii, huh? And she was like, yeah. I was like, I'll take it home and try it. And now I play the ukulele and stuff. So to me, you know, I mean, for some reason, I believe I need to go to Hawaii.
Right.
And throughout the whole trail, if anybody that knows me or seen me, they know I wore a blue Hawaiian shirt because Hawaiian shirts are the best things to hike in. They're very light. They absorb the water really well to keep you nice and cool. They dry out very fast. You know, you can get them down to nothing in a ball and shove them into anything to pack them away. You know, they're bright. And the true reason why I wear them is because animals, a lot of times, different color, bright color is usually poisonous, like snakes and stuff like that. So some animals are attracted to it, but not a lot of animals are attracted to it. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, if anything truly ever happens, they can see me really easy in the woods or on a mountain or whatever with my Hawaiian shirt. Right. You know, being in the mountains in a Hawaiian shirt, I was definitely standing out, you know, and stuff. But I just fell in love with my Hawaiian shirt, you know, and everything. So then we got going to some shows that I was performing, and me and Kenny, and all of a sudden started talking about, I want to go to Hawaii. I want to go to Hawaii, man. I want to go to Hawaii in the next year. And I want to play some shows in Hawaii. I want to go and take my music over there after I get this music released, and after I get, you know, this set in the next 3-4 months or whatever, you know. I want to go to Hawaii within the next year. So to me, I believe in the law of manifestation. Yeah. You know, life is governed by many laws. You know, law of forgiveness, the law of love, the law of peace, the law of war, the law of seduction, the law of manifestation. I mean, the law of gravity, the law of, you know, I mean, time. There's laws to all of it and everything like that. Well, there's a law of manifestation, and I believe that I can bring Hawaii to me for a second. Right. Until I go to Hawaii. And I'm not going to play Hawaiian music. I'm going to play my music still. I'm just going to play music. You know what I'm saying? If I can play some Hawaiian songs, I may play some Hawaiian songs. I don't know. But that ain't the plan, is playing Hawaiian music. But let's bring Hawaii here. Let's bring that good energy here. Let's bring that good vibe here. Let's bring sunshine and beaches here. Let's bring good music and bonfires and stuff like that here. You know what I'm saying? And wear Hawaiian shirts and enjoy the shit out of it. Yeah. You know, I mean,
I'm all about it.
Yeah, man. Get laid every time, man. You know, I mean, every time you showed up, you get laid. Bam.
Yeah. Now we're talking.
Yeah. Sorry, it's a different spelling, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That sounds incredible. I'm all for it. I just take me with you when you go. That's all I ask.
Please. We'll do a podcast there.
Yeah, right.
That'll be our next one.
Yeah.
I'll be down for that.
Let's make it happen, man.
Yeah, dude. I'm down for that.
It's on the record now, so we have to make it happen.
We got to make it happen. That's how you make it happen, truly. Yeah. You got to tell the world, and then when you tell the world, you got to stand by it.
Right.
You know?
Well, let's take another listen to another new tune from Justus and the Experience, and maybe this is one we'll be singing one more night. You know, I'm sure we'll be wishing for one more night in Hawaii and stuff. So
yes, we will.
What comes to mind around one more night for you?
Man, one more night really hit me deep along the trail. Also, you know, I wrote it way, way, way before the trail, and it was just, honestly, it was about all my traveling. You know, I mean, I've hitchhiked all over. I've toured with music. I've traveled with my dad in a diesel. I've been all over the United States traveling, and it was always just one more night on the highway, one more night on the road. you know, and everything. And I love being on that road traveling. And I really wrote it for that. But then as I was on the trail, it really started hitting me, man, of that when things start going my way, I'll make it back home. Mm-hmm. You know, and my girl calls me up, asks me, when am I going to come home? And stuff, you know, and when I tell her things start going my way, I'll be on my way back home. But it's one more night on that highway, one more night on that road, you know. I mean, I gotta be here. This is where I'm at, you know. But the way the song ends is finally everything squares up and lines up and it all works out. And I'm on my way back home now. You know, and that's truly how it happened. You know what I'm saying? Truly went out on an adventure, on a long walk. Trust me, I don't like walking that much. I don't like walking and hiking that much to do it. I love hiking, don't get me wrong, but to hike that far, it's the community that keeps you going.
Right. 2000 is usually my limit for, walks and hikes. So.
Yeah, 2000.
Yeah. So, I understand.
Yeah, I get you. It was that last 100 and something to get you, right?
All right. So that's just too much, man.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. There was many times it almost got me.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's many times you just, yeah, man. I mean, there's many times out there, where you're either scared or you're hurt or you're hungry. Or you're just fed up, or you're confused, or you're lost in your mind for 300 miles thinking of one word named image. Such a deep ass word. If you ever get into it, I'm not going to get into it on the podcast, but I did hike 300 miles on the word image, and think about image, imagination, all the different things, man. The different people that believe it steals the soul, all different stuff, man. It's a deep word, man. But still, beside the point, and everything like that. It just, yeah, man, that trail, it was one more night. I can't go home. It's another day, another night, another day, another night, man. Some are good, some are bad. Some are absolutely blissful. Like you can't ever recreate it in your life, and it goes by so fast like a blimp. You don't even believe it really happened sometimes. Like walking through the forest in the Smokies. There's this one part right before you get to the Shenandoahs, or not the Shenandoahs, right before you get to Kleeman's Dome in the Smokies. And it's a special habitat that they actually, an ecosystem that only you can find it only there in the Smokies, nowhere else on earth. And they study it and stuff. And it looked like something out of a fairy tale, man. Like, I mean, all this moss and fallen trees, and these fallen trees had roots that were like 6-10 feet tall and round, and you could see through the roots and all that. And it was like this foggy, rainy type day. It was 32 degrees, 38 degrees, wind blowing at like 20 miles. And it was horrid. It was like some fairy tale thing, but it was blissful. It was like, I've never seen anything so beautiful in my life until I got farther along the trail, where I walked out on this field of butterflies, just thousands and thousands of butterflies, dude. It was just nothing but butterflies and bees and these moths that looked like hummingbirds. And yeah, it was just blissful, man. But then there was them other moments, man, where you sat there in the last mile to get to the thing, you fucking cry, man. You just want to be at the shelter. Your ankles hurt so bad, you're at 27, 30 miles that day. You know what I'm saying? And you're hurt, and you just want to get there at that point, man. But you ain't going to give up. Right. It's just like life. You just ain't going to stop until you get there, man. And literally there's moments where you just break down and you cry, man. And it's good. It's good to know your limits and where you're at, man, and be able to show that and express that and stuff. And that's things you learn out there. That's healthy stuff right there. Yeah. That isn't a bad thing. It's one thing if you're injuring yourself and stuff like that, and you're not going to be able to walk the next day, but you find out you go to bed that night, you wake up the next day, and you're perfectly fine again to walk for another 12, 15 miles before you really start hurting again for that last 10 to 15 miles. Because, I mean, you get to a point where you're doing 27, 30 miles a day. Mm-hmm. Multiple days a week and stuff, I mean, you're humming down that trail and stuff, and it hurts. Gets to you after a while, beats you down. Yeah. I haven't caught up with her in a bit, but my cousin's wife, Jolene, her sister, is currently doing the Appalachian Trail, and occasionally Jolene was like posting up, updates from her, but I think she's kind of pretty much like off the grid with it. I don't think she's like really like on her phone much or anything like that. So it's kind of how it becomes. Yeah. Because it's a lot of work to keep posting. Eventually you learn, just like I did. You get to the top of the mountain, and at first, like I said, it's the honeymoon. You get to the top of the mountain, or you get to the view, and you automatically grab your phone. Yeah. Right? And you go, picture. Yeah. Like picture. And then all of a sudden you look at it for a while, and you take it in, and then you send it out to the world, social media and everything like that, right? And you look at it, and you realize the picture doesn't even fucking do it justice. You know what I'm saying? It ain't even what you just seen or walked up on. Right. And stuff. So at that point, you're just like, oh, well, and everything. And eventually you do this right here. and I call it stealing the moment, right? It's called stealing the moment for me. And when I get to the top of that mountain, I'm not allowed to grab my phone.
Yeah.
I take that moment in, man. I earned that moment. That moment's only for me. It's a gift that the Lord has given me.
Yeah.
You know, it's a gift of life right there, man. You know, nobody else gets that moment. Even if you walk up right next to me, you don't get that same moment. You don't get that same view.
Right.
Only you get that. It's a gift for you. And take it in and be present for that moment. Because that's the moments of life where you're truly living.
Yeah.
You're truly living at that point. You're more alive at that moment than you've ever been in your life, basically. You know, when you just got to the top of a hard climb and you get that view and it's only yours. You know, not to say there's not people around, but it's yours. And then right before you leave, you take the picture.
Yeah.
You know, but I call it stealing the moment, man, because that moment's priceless, you know? I mean, that's the thing along the trail and along life that I've learned is be present. Be present.
Yeah, I think that's a great message. I think way too many people are, you know, stuck in their phone. Like you see at concerts all the time, and I think like it's great to have those memories, you know, to look back on and to have these memories preserved in that format. But there's a lot to be said about just like you're saying, living in the moment, being present in every day, and like and realizing like because
that's kind of one more night.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? One more night, you know, on that road, man, just being present one more night, you know, just all I got to do is one more night.
Right. It's just like we said at the beginning of the show, you blink and 5 years gone by and you're like, you know,
where to go?
Yeah. So it's like, you need to enjoy every day while you're here. And I think, you know, especially, it happens every day, but like when we lose the loved ones around us, he's like, man, you like, it's never, we always wish we had more time with them and everything else, like these kind of things. And you think about those things and it's just like, you know, I just feel like we all kind of,
no, that kind of happened right before I left for the trail. My uncle passed.
Yeah.
And, I guess he was a little bit of a motivator for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In the sense of like, I don't want to really say the same, but I'm going to say the same because I always found it so freaking funny and I still say it to today. I love it. All right, man. He was my baseball coach. He was a very big part of my life. I mean, very, very big part of my life growing up as a kid and stuff. Absolutely wonderful man. Absolutely can't say highly enough about the man, how great of a man he was. Work all day long, 16, 18 hours at that mill, and then come out and coach us in a 100-degree day or do practice, never missed a beat, you know, and stuff. I mean, just, he was a good man, but there was a moment we were having a baseball game. And our team was never very good, okay? I mean, I'll just say that right now. Our team was never very good, but this game, we were really doing bad. Really doing bad. And he was so aggravated over there, man. I mean, he was frustrated, and he came out, and he was like, called us all in. Everybody to the pitching mound. And at this point, we're old enough now, man. We're probably about 14, 15 years old. You know what I'm saying? So we're old enough at this point. And he was like, boys, you better get your thumbs out your ass and get your head in the game and start playing some ball. Well, when he passed, I left going back to shortstop just laughing so hard because, I mean, as a young teenager, that's just hilarious to hear. You know what I'm saying? And I really didn't think about it throughout the years. You know, I mean, I was a kid and stuff and didn't think about the years. And then when he passed, I started thinking about baseball because I was pulling out old baseball uniforms and old pictures were getting brought out and stuff like that. And it got to kind of that year. And it was like, oh my God, dog. Like, I remember that. And it hit me deep though. Because it was truly what I was talking about earlier, man. I was half-assing shit, man. You know, truly I needed to get my thumb out my ass and get my head in the game and start playing some ball again, dog. Like, quit sitting around and doing nothing kind of thing, man, or just doing enough.
Can we get those, talking about the merch, can we get those bumper stickers like, you know, Dean Justus, get your thumb out your ass.
Get your thumb out your ass. Like, get your head in the game. Get your head in the game.
All right.
It has to be both of them. Get your head in the game.
Yeah.
You know? And stuff.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I'd want to do that because that ain't the message I'm trying to give out to the world, but same time, man, I mean, it was the message to me.
Sure.
It was a message to me. It's not the message I think the world needs at this point. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if I had the message the world needs at this point is we really need to inspect our hearts.
Yeah.
Not our beliefs, not our social situations, we need to inspect our hearts at this point.
Yeah.
And stuff, because I mean, truly, if we inspect our heart, I think it would heal a lot of things that's going on would lead to healing of other things.
As you describe, and your uncle, reminded me of a funny story. So my uncle Roger was a Vietnam vet. He was a paraplegic. He was I don't know. He never really had, like, as far as I knew of his life, never had wasn't married or never had kids, or anything like that. He was so very isolated in his life. He would come to family functions and obviously and all that stuff. We had a good relationship, but so it's not like he did a lot. He was kind of isolated. And but one time we were all sitting around a table at Thanksgiving, and we're all kind of got talking about movies coming up. It's always the big kind of holiday movies start coming out, and we talking about some movies we're excited about that year. And he goes, yeah, I went to the movies. And we're like, we all just kind of stop, like a record scratch kind of, it's like, we were just like, this guy, he doesn't really ever want to do anything. And he's saying he's going to the movies. And we're like, so what'd you go see? He goes, Deer Hunter, 1976. And I laughed so hard. Like, it was like the funniest shit to me, like that. But he, just, perfect delivery with it all too, man. It was just so funny to me.
That's great.
But yeah, so he, it stinks, man. No, like I said, he's gone now too, but I have these memories. I have these things that make me laugh thinking about him and stuff. So I'm glad we have these memories and these things. So
that's what it's all about.
Right?
That's what it's all about. It's about sharing moments, memories and stuff. I mean, now don't get me wrong, man. Sometimes you got to separate and decompress, what I call,
right, from
people and from life, and just have your alone time. But we are meant to actually share and be be with each other.
Sure.
I mean, that's human nature right there and everything like that. And it's wild how sometimes we don't do that. You know what I'm saying? We get caught up in other things and we get isolated and stuff like that. But
yeah,
I'll tell you this, man, here soon, we got t-shirts coming out and stuff, man. We got all kinds of stuff here in the next couple of weeks coming out and stuff. They're going to be $20 to $25 depending on the size, stuff like that. So we got all kinds of merch coming out.
Got merch. We got the website. You said the album. Yeah. We don't have any official release date, but keep an eye out for these singles start releasing on soon. And but you can find is Facebook one of the better places to find you? Or
well, you can find me on Facebook. Yeah. You can find me on Instagram.
Yeah.
You can find me at justusexperience.com. Facebook would be Just Us and the Experience. Instagram also would be Just Us and the Experience.
Yeah.
YouTube would be the same thing, but now if you're trying to email me or something, it's like experiencejustice@gmail.com.
All right.
And stuff. But
well, let's drop in one more tune that you may hear on this upcoming album. And is it an album or EP? We haven't really discussed that.
Well, yeah, we're going to do an album and everything like that. But at this point, I think within the next 3 to 4 months, within the next 7 months, I'm wanting to have this album out. But that's just rough timelines. Sure. You know what I'm saying? But going to start dropping singles
right
here within the next couple months, honestly. Just depending on exactly how fast everything comes through at this point. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I'm excited to hear what else you got coming through. But let's play one more for everybody. This is a song called Keep the Love Alive.
Yeah.
And it's been one of my favorites since I first heard it. We did do some live jamming the last time you were on the show, and so it was fun to get some of the early editions of these songs, and now we're getting the proper studio recordings. So I'm glad that that's happening, man. So
super exciting. Super exciting. I appreciate them guys for taking the time to actually even record me or play and everything like that,
Yeah. Well, again, get plugged in with Dean Justus and Experience, and come on out to Happy Trails on Thursday, July 27th, and catch him live there. And
I got other shows and everything like that, but go ahead and go to my social media to check out the dates, stuff like that. Definitely go to my social media to check out the new merch coming out. It'll be hitting in the next couple weeks and stuff. So, a lot of exciting new stuff coming on. Everybody get ready for the Hawaiian trip, and everybody bring your Hawaiian gear. Aloha, aloha.
I really hope these new shirts are Hawaiian as much as we've been talking about it.
No, but I definitely have been working on that. That is funny you say that, because that is something in the works. I have been so working on it and everything, because that's exactly what I thought. It was after I ordered the shirts and I got really thinking about it. It was like, I'm getting batches of Hawaiian shirts.
I'll pay a premium price for a nice just as an Experience Hawaiian shirt. So
yeah.
All right, I got a couple questions for you, buddy, and we'll get out of here. But it's fun to get your take on some of these. What about we obviously talking Paul and Dave and some of these other incredible people we've got to collaborate with over the years, but what would for you, what would be a dream duet or collaboration? Is there Is there a certain artist that you've always admired that would love to work with?
God, that's a deep question, man, because that's so many levels of a surface and stuff like that. Because I always said I wanted to meet Snoop Dogg and smoke with him, and stuff, and that's one of my dreams. But playing with him, I don't know if he'd want to rap over my ukulele. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, playing with him, I don't know. Duet wise, probably Willie Nelson, because he's one of the greatest songwriters, I believe, and also just such a amazing legend, person. Yeah, his whole career. I mean, you always go to the greats to learn about how to become one and everything, and he is one of the legendary greats of all times, I believe. Yeah, I'm gonna try to score some tickets maybe and go to Farm Aid. I haven't gone in a couple of years. I went to Kansas City several years ago, and that was a lot of fun. But I didn't see him here in town the last time he rolled through. But I think it'd be fun to go see him at Farm Aid and with all the guys and we'll just see how he got his whole family together to play music, everything. I mean, it's beautiful stuff right there. Yeah, you know, that's kind of like Kenny's family, man. I mean, they play as a family all the time. His whole family's all about music and everything, and it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Always a beautiful thing, you know. Yeah, man. All right. On the topic of merch and things, say the day comes along, we get a Dean Justus action figure. What would you like to see as maybe your like 3 accessories to go with your action figure? Definitely my blue Hawaiian shirt that I hiked in. Gotta have that. I would just probably hiker trash out. Yeah. Yeah, what we call hiker trash, you know. I mean, eventually after you hike for so long, you become hiker trash. And it's a beautiful thing. It ain't a bad thing. It's a beautiful thing, man, because eventually, you know, you're wearing like 4-inch shorts and a Hawaiian shirt, just skirt, whatever you want, pants. I mean, whatever you want. But me, I mean, I would hiker trash out probably. I would, depending on the season, what I wear, you know, like during the summer, usually I would have my town or camp, I would have my 4-inch shorts and my Hawaiian shirt on, you know, with my sandals and stuff. But I guess my accessories would end up being my ukulele, definitely, you know, Hawaiian shirt and no shoes. Yeah. That would be the last accessories, no shoes. Right. I don't know if I mentioned it the last time, but I was thinking about the uke, and there's Cody Henry and Adam Hookey from Funky Bud Brass Band have a side project that they do every now and then called Sophisticated Babies. And I had them play my birthday party show like in fourth one, I think, or something like that. So awesome. It's been a little while since we got to do a show together, but they are one of the most entertaining duos. It's a tuba and ukulele duo, and they pull off like some incredible. I mean, like you'll be shocked to see their set list, like the stuff that they were able to pull off, and it sounds pretty close to the record with just a tuba and ukulele. Like they're that good at it. And I mean, amazing. Everything from Beatles to Beck. They do Deborah from Beck that I love a lot. I love it. They do Green Jellies, Three Little Pigs. Very very eclectic set list. Yeah. But one of those songs on there, usually they'll do is like a Fire from Jimi Hendrix, and he's got his uke like modified to run through pedals, and he sits there and throws it in front of his amp like Jimmy does, really? for the feedback. And is it acoustic or is it like a electric looking one? I think it's an acoustic, but he's like got a modified so it's like a custom drilled a hole in the front there and put it in. Cool. Anyway, it's a ton of fun to watch. That sounds amazing because a tuba alone. Yeah. Because, I mean, I played in the high school band and stuff like that and was a baritone player. So that's just like a step down from a tuba and stuff. It's in the brass instruments with the trombones and trumpets and stuff. And a tuba alone, the range a tuba can get, especially a good tuba player. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, with the ukulele, I bet that just sounds absolutely amazing.
It's
It vibrates the whole room, like vibrates the whole room, and then you get them highs with that deep low too. Yeah, I bet that's raw.
Yeah,
they probably get some really good stuff. Yeah,
but he, it's.
I didn't know he played ukulele. I didn't know. I never knew he did that.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's not his go-to thing, but he is good at it for sure. And anyway, yeah, it's just funny. I've never seen anybody play uke like that, electric, like slinging it into the amp and stuff. But it's just fun because I think people kind of, get stuck in a frame of mind of what the instrument can do. Yeah. And, there's obviously a ton of range that you can be done with that.
I've thought about experimenting and everything like that because, I mean, one of the favorite things I loved about my music and about what I do is it's just straight raw.
Right.
You don't have no effects to it, to my voice, to the instruments, nothing like that. What you get is what you get. It's raw, and you don't get that very much nowadays. A lot of people have some kind of effect to something, and you don't get that. But I have in the past thought about getting me a solid body or a hollow body ukulele and actually doing blues or like Grateful Dead or experimenting in different sounds of like Jimi Hendrix, stuff like that. But just ain't there yet. I still love the raw sound, but I ran across the guy that did what you were talking about, and it wasn't in St. Louis, but it was on YouTube, and the guy was in New York, and he was doing that, and I absolutely fell in love with it. It was just like, dude, that would be absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
To actually take and put sounds to my ukulele, like, and I just haven't got around to it. I got to finish what I'm doing now.
I love
before I can go on to another project type thing,
I like you said though. I love what you do with the rawness of it, and you were able to craft some beautiful melodies and make some great songs, man. So
I appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm really pumped.
I hope people enjoy it. I hope it changes their hearts. I hope it gets them through bad times. I hope it lets them know that you are not alone. You are not alone in this world, man. We're struggling, and just let's help each other. Let's help each other, man.
That's what I was going to say. Like, I think for me, it's natural, life booster. Just like I turn on the music and I can't help but to smile and feel good and sing along with you. And, very much that Hawaiian lifestyle that you were talking about, man. Like it just feels good. And I'm digging those good vibrations, man.
Yeah, I'm hoping it just heals hearts, man.
Yeah.
Hopefully it goes out to the people and they just enjoy it. I mean, I love the shit out of it.
Yeah.
I love the shit out of it because it changed my heart. Because it's truly for my soul.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's the reason also that it means something to me is was some part of my life.
Yeah.
And I get to share it with others. And the reason I do share it with others is because that's the way we get by through things, of letting people know that you may either be going into something, through something, or coming out of something, but it's okay. This too shall pass. I mean, we need to help each other. I mean, you're not alone in this, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean you got to always love every situation. You got to always be loving. I'm not preaching that, but love is the answer to all things. I will preach that. You know what I'm saying? But it's hard to always look at every situation loving. But in that situation, just know you're not alone. You know what I'm saying? There's other answers to that situation. There's probably another point of view to that situation. There's probably something else to it. And, and I guess also preaching the art of forgiveness, man. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, we need to really, as a society, learn how to start forgiving each other somehow. However you do it, you know what I'm saying? In the heart, and not just faking it and stuff, and everything, I mean, it's just so much going on in the world I see and everything, and I'm just as guilty as everybody else. And that's the reason I try to spread the message, and everything,
Well, again, keep an eye out. New record on the way, new singles coming soon, and more shows, more merch. We got a lot happening.
Oh, a lot of exciting stuff.
So, but
stay tuned.
I appreciate you spending some time with me today and getting to highlight some of this, and of course, getting to catch up, man. As it was
I appreciate you coming.
Yeah. So let's make it happen when the record's ready when we have an actual album together or something like that, or maybe before.
Well, I think we made a deal.
Yeah.
Earlier that it's going to be a little bit after the album probably comes out, probably a little bit, but we're going to Hawaii.
Right. Oh yeah.
That's where it's going, and it's in the next year.
I almost forgot about Hawaiian.
Yeah, we'll just do it in Hawaii. I mean, as soon as it gets ready to come out, we'll just ditch out into the Hawaii, and everybody will be like, man, where did he go?
Right.
Peace out.
We're gonna be sitting on
the beach while it gets released.
Yeah. So yeah, keep an eye out for that coming soon. But I appreciate you, brother, and thank you so much for doing this. And I'll see you in Hawaii.
Yes, I'll see you in Hawaii. I love you.
Love you, man.
Yeah, peace.
Bye,
I love
everybody.
you guys.
Love you.
Yeah.